Hello students, today I am going to do Model Paper 5 G.C.E O-Level Examination. This is Paper 2 and you get two parts, Part A and Part B, and each part you get 6 questions and you have to do only 5 questions. And you get 10 marks for each question. And how many minutes you can spend? Maximum 18 minutes per question. So in part A, you get questions 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next page you are getting 5 and 6. And then you get part B, question 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the last page, question number 12. So spaces are not provided in paper 2, so you have to ask for line papers, and for graph question, you can ask for a graph paper. So let's do paper 2, model paper 5. Let's take question number 1 in paper 2. This is about percentage question. So compound interest, simple interest, and share market problem. So let's do separately. Kamala invested 60,000 rupees in a bank which gives 18% annual simple interest rate. What is the amount that she will get after 2 years? So what's the amount she will get? So 60,000 is the amount invested. Simple interest 18%. And this is for 1 year. Multiply by 2 to get for 2 years. So what's the value? Multiply by here, divide by 100. 2 times 18, 36. 36 times 600. So you get 0, 0. 6 times 6, 36. 3 remaining. 6 times 3, 18 plus 3, 21. So 21,600 is the interest she is getting. So what's the total amount she is getting after 2 years? Total amount is invested amount 60,000 and 21,600 is the total. So 81,600 rupees. So how many marks for this step? You are getting 3 marks for that. Part B. Vimala invested 60,000 rupees, same amount, in a bank which gives 10% annual compound interest rate. What is the amount that she will get after 2 years? Now this is compound interest. So you can find out straight away. This is 10% annual compound interest. If you put 100, you get 110. So 110 over 100 into 110 over 100. This is for 2 years. This is first year. After first year, again you have to multiply by the same coefficient to get the amount after 2 years. 2 zeros and 2 zeros. So you get 2 zeros here. 11 times 11, 121 times 6. So what's the amount after 2 years? 0, 0, 6. 6 times 2, 12. And 6 times 1, 6 plus 1, 7. So 72,600 rupees. So how many marks for that? You are getting 2 marks for that. Part C. Susila invested 60,000 rupees in a company which gives 5 rupees as annual dividend per share and market price of a share worth 30 rupees. After 2 years, she sold all shares with 32 rupees per share. What was the total amount that she got? So what's the amount of shares she bought? So first you can find out number of shares. Number of shares is equal to 60,000 invested. What's the market price of a share? 30 rupees. she bought 6 divided by 3, that's 2,000 shares. So what's the dividend income? After dividend income for 2 years. This is after 2 years she sold everything. So dividend income for 2 years. Each one worth 5 rupees, and there are 2,000 shares, and multiply by 2 to get the dividend income for 2 years. So 5 times 2, 10, 10 times 2, 20. So you get 20,000 rupees is the dividend income. And what's the income from selling all the shares? Income from selling. Each one she sold for 32 rupees. 32 into 2,000. You get 64,000 rupees. And what's the total amount she got? So total amount she got, these two, you have to add 20,000 from the dividend income, and by selling she got 64,000 rupees. So altogether she is getting 84,000 rupees. So how many marks for that one? You get 3 marks. Which method is more profitable? So we'll see. First one we got, that's Vimala, Kamala, 81,600. We have to write 81,600 and 72,000. What's the other amount? 72,600 and 84,000. So which one is highest? So you can say 84,000 is bigger than 81,600 and bigger than 72,600. So this method is the more profitable. The amount is more than the other methods. So you can say the previous method. That means share market, investing. So that's, what's the name of that person? Susila. Susila. You can write Susila is getting more from investing in share market. So how many marks for this one? So you are getting 2 marks for this comparison. So we gave altogether 10 marks for that question. Let's take question number 2. That's a quadratic graph. So you have to fill the table and then draw the graph and answer the following questions. An incomplete table prepared to draw the graph of the function y equals 9 minus 2x squared is given below. Fill in the blanks. So substitute x equals 0. 9 minus 2 into 0 squared. 0 multiplied by any number is 0. 9 minus 0 is 9. So the value here is 9. Then you have to find out the value when x equals 1 as well. Substitute 1. So 9 minus 2, you get 7. That's 7 here. So you have the values and now we can draw the graph. So take 10 small divisions as 1 unit along x-axis and 10 small divisions as 2 units along y-axis. Now see the different scale for y-axis. So x-axis 10 squares 1 unit. So you can start from -3, -2, -1, 0. So here we can draw the y-axis. Now y values, the maximum is 9. But look at the scale. It says 2 units along y-axis. 10 small squares means 2 units. So we can start from 10. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. -2, -4, -6, -8 and -10. We have till -9. Now we can draw the x-axis and mark the values. Now here 10 squares 1 unit there. 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. So this is 0. So that's the scale. Now you have to write down this way 0.2 because 10 squares means 2 units. And this way 0.1. Now mark the points. -3, -9. -3, -9. -2, 1. -1, 7. 0, 9. 1, 7. 2, 1. 3, -9. Now you can smoothly connect. So I'm taking the ruler only to draw the line only here to here. Then you can use the pencil, smoothly connect the other points. So here to here we have to draw. Here and then here. So this is the quadratic graph. So how many marks for that? So you are getting 2 marks for this step. And drawing the graph, always you are getting 3 marks. 1 mark for the scale, 1 mark for marking the points and 1 mark for connecting the graph smoothly. Let's answer the questions using the graph. Now we'll answer the question using the graph. Find the maximum value of the function. So maximum value of the function. So only the y value, that's 9. Find the range of x for positive values of the function. Positive values of the function means above the x-axis. Here to here. So what are the values? This is like -2.1, -2.1, and here this is like positive 2.1 because 1 square means 0.1. So in between -2.1 and 2.1. Find the roots of the equation 2x squared minus 8 equals 0. So what's the graph? The graph is 9 minus 2x squared. But we need to find out the roots of 2x squared minus 8. Now, 2 different equations. So, we'll add it and see what happens. X squared terms get cancelled out. So, this term get cancelled out. 9 minus 8 becomes 1. Here, y equals 1. So, that means we have to draw y equals 1 line. Y equals 1. This is y equals 1 line. And we need to find out what are the intersecting points with the y equals 1 line. This one and this one already. That's x equals -2 and 2. So what are the solutions? X equals minus 2 or x equals 2. So those are the roots of this function. If the roots of the same equation, we can use the x-axis. But now you can't use the x-axis. You have to use y equals 1 line. So how many marks for that? You are getting 1 mark here. And minus 2.11, this is 1 mark. And y equals 1 line and marking these 2 points. So 2 marks here. And we have another part. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have already given 9 marks. Last one. Write down the coordinates of the vertex point of the function. Y equals x minus 1 squared minus 3. So, vertex point, how you identify? This value and this value. So, here, these are the values. So, you get 1 and minus 3. So, you need to remember when you get any function in terms of, let's say, h and k, those are any constants. If this is minus, you can write the coordinates of the vertex point is h comma k. If it's positive, you have to take minus h. K value, if it's negative, you have to take the same k value. Y value is the same, but when it comes to x value, you have to take the opposite sign. If it's minus, you have to take positive. If it's positive, you have to take the minus value. So 1 and minus 3 are the coordinates. So 1 mark there. So we gave 10 marks for that. Question number 3. Histogram is there. Assume mean you have to calculate. So we'll see. That's a statistics question. Following histogram shows marks obtained for mathematics exam from students in a class. Find the total number of students in the class. How you find out the total number? All bars are equal, so you can just read the values. So here 12 and the other one is 4. This one is 7 and 10. Here you get 5 and the last one is 2. So what's the total? Add it and see. 12 plus 4, 16. 16 plus 2, 18. 28. 28 plus 5, 33. 33 plus 7, 40 students are there. So how many marks for this one? You get 2 marks. Part 2, fill in the blanks using the histogram. So 40 to 50, then 50 to 60 like that. Boundaries are given. And up to 100, 90 to 100. So what are the mid values? You add and divide by 2. 50 plus 40, 90. Divide by 2, you get 45. So that means adding 5. So 50 becomes 55, 65. Those are the mid values. Then frequencies. So we found out before. 12, 4, and then 7, 10, 5, and 2. So altogether we found that's 40. So deviation, you can take assumed mean as 75. So that means 75 is here. So that's the deviation. So you get 0 there. Find the mean mark of the student. So we'll try to find out the mean. So we subtract. Deviation becomes x minus 75. So when you subtract, you get negative values here. Negative 10, 20, 30, Same difference. So you get positive values here. Now multiply F and D. 30 times 12. That's negative. Negative 360. 4 times 20, negative 80. 7 times 10, negative 70. 0. 5 times 10, 50. 2 times 20, 40. So what happens? You get positive 90. Negative numbers, when you add, you get 8 plus 7, 15, 21. 2 remaining, that's 5. 510 minus 90. 420, but it's negative. So minus 420. Now we'll find out the mean value. Mean becomes assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. Assumed mean is 75 minus 420 over 40. So 0, 0 get cancelled out. 42 divided by 4. What's the value? 4 times 8, 40. For 20, that's 5, 8.5. 75 minus 8.5. You get 5 here. And here 66.5. So 66.5 is the mean value. So this is about marks. So you can round it. It says take assume mean as is mean mark. So we can round it to 67. 66.5 you can round it to 67. So that's the mean mark of students. So how many marks? So you are getting 5 marks for this step. So 2 marks we have already given and 5 marks. So normally we give 1 mark for calculating the mid values and 1 mark for sigma FD. And calculating FD also you get 1 mark. So 3, substitution to the formula 1 and the final answer 5. So 5 marks for calculating the mean value. Then next one, find the percentage of students who obtain more than 90 marks. So we have to refer the graph. More than 90 marks. 2 students out of 40. So we can write 2 students out of 40 as a percentage. You multiply by 100%. 0, 0 get cancelled out here. 2. 10 divided by 2. 5% students. Find the percentage of students who obtain marks in between 50 and 70. 50 and 70. These 2 bars you have to consider. 4 and 7. 7 plus 4, 11 students. 11 students out of 40 into 100%. 0 get cancelled out. 2 times 2, 2 times 5. That means 55 divided by 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 7. 14 and for 10 that's 5. 27.5%. So how many marks for these steps? 1 mark here and 1 mark there. So how many marks we gave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 marks only. Again check. You are getting 2 and this is 5. And here we'll give 1 more mark for mean value because this should be 6 to get 10 marks. So we'll give 1 mark for calculating the deviation. Then you get 10 marks for that. Question number 4. It's about algebra question. Algebraic expressions are there. You have to solve the quadratic expression. What is the value of p to get the expression as perfect square term? How you get perfect square? Is one perfect square? What's the method? We divide the middle term by 2. That means you get 1 over 5 square it. 1 over 5 square it. That's the constant you have to add. So when you add 1 over 5 squared, what you get? X squared plus 2 over 5x plus 1 over 5 squared means you get 1 over 25. So what's the constant you have to add? So P becomes 1 over 25. So how many marks for that part? So you get just 2 marks for that. So 2 marks to find out that value. And what's the square term? You are getting square term as x plus 1 over 5 whole thing squared then. That's the square term. Part B. Find the factors of algebraic expression. M squared minus 40m plus 144. How you find out the square term? The factorize. So we take 144 and see what are the factors of that. So when you multiply, you get a positive value. So positive means addition of that becomes minus 40. Minus is there, so both should be negative value. So what are the factors of 144 to get 40 here? What are the factors? 12 times 12 you can't take. Then what else? 12 and 12. And if you take 6 here, this becomes 24. That's also not possible. What else? We can check it. If you can't figure it out at once, we can divide and see. So we get 3 and 3. Now see how you get factors. We need 40. 3 times 3, 9. 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 16 and 9. No, that's not possible. Again, we can check with 12 times 12, you can't. 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 3, 18. 18 and 8. So what are the appropriate factors to get minus 40? Let's see, 3 times 3, 9. 9 times 2, 18. 18 times 2, 36 and 4. 36 and 4 you are getting. So we can split the middle term to 36 and 4, but both should be minus because the middle term is minus. So split the middle term. Minus 36m minus 4m plus 144. Take 2 at a time and factorize. Take m minus 36. Take 4 out, minus 4 out. You get m minus 36. 36 times 4 is 144. Now we can see m minus 36 is common. And what's the other factor? M minus 4. So those are the two factors in this algebraic expression. So how many marks you are getting? You are getting 3 marks for that. Let's take the third part. Solve the quadratic equation into the power 4. 40n squared plus 144. This is the same thing, but what's the difference? Now you get n to the power 4. So we got before m minus 36 and m minus 4 as the factors. But instead of m, what you get here? This is like n squared term minus 40 n squared plus 144. Instead of m, this is like m. Instead of m, you have to plug n squared. So what are the factors? Straight away you can write down the factors as m is now n squared minus 36 and n squared minus 4. What happens if you keep the answer like this? You are not getting full marks because you can factorize further. How you factorize further? Difference between two squared terms. So what are the factors of 36? 36 means 6 squared. 4 means 2 squared. So you have to write down factors again. So take difference between two squared terms. So what are the factors? N minus 6, n plus 6, and here n plus 2, n minus 2. To get full marks, you need to write down this as well. If you do up to here, then you get half marks. So how many marks for this one? So you are getting 5 marks. 5 marks for the whole thing. So we gave before, we'll see how many marks. 3 and 2 here. 3 and 2, 5, and this 5, you get full 10 marks. Now let's take question number 5. Find the following lengths of the given figure. So you have given angles, 2 angles and 1 length. So you are asked to find out these lengths BD, BC, CD, AD. So you have to use trigonometric ratios. So we'll see what are the appropriate trigonometric ratios that you have to use. Find the following lengths of the given figures. BD first. That means the full length BD. So that means you have to consider the ABD triangle. This is the angle BD. BD is the adjacent to that side. So what's the hypotenuse? Not the hypotenuse. So this is the opposite. Opposite and adjacent. What's the appropriate trigonometric ratio? Tan ratio. So you can write tan 30 is equal to 6 over BD. Now what happens if you use this way? You have to divide by tan 30 to find out BD. So because of that, it is easy for us to use this angle, that's 60, and find out the BD length. If you use this one, you have to use logarithmic tables as well. But we don't need to use that. So we'll use the tan 60 value. Tan 60 is equal to BD over 6 now. So what is BD? We can multiply 6 into tan 60. Now you have to refer the tangent table and get the value. So tan 60 value. This is tangent table, tan 60, 1.732. 1.732. Now multiply. 6 times 2, 12, 1 remaining. 6 times 3, 18 plus 1, 19, 1 remaining. 6 times 7, 42 plus 1, 43, 4 remaining. 6 times 1, 6 plus 4, 10. So 10.392 is the length that's in centimeters. How many marks for that? You get 3 marks. BC now. So BC means this one. So you have to consider the smaller triangle, ABC triangle. So what you want? CB. If you take 60, adjacent is this and opposite is 6. So again we have to divide. So the best thing is to take this angle. Take this one as 30 and we can use the tan ratio again. Tan 30 is equal to BC over 6. If you take other way around, again you have to use logarithmic tables to divide. So 6 times tan 30. What's tan 30? Refer the tangent table for tan 30. 5774. So you get 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 7, 42 plus 2, 44. 6 times 7, 42 plus 4, 46. And 4 remaining, 6 times 5, 30, 34. And 4 decimal places. So you get 3.4644 centimeters as the BC length. So how many marks for that? You get 3 marks. CD now. Do you need to use the tables? Now we found BD, we found BC. So what's CD? It's just the subtraction. So we can subtract the two values. So what's the value? 10.392 minus 3.4644. You have to subtract these two. 6 and here 5 plus 7, 12, 7, 2, 9, 6. 6.9276 centimeters is the CD length. So 2 marks for that. AD now. AD is the hypotenuse. So which one we can use? So we'll use, now here this is hypotenuse and here this is 6. Sine ratio for the bigger triangle. Sine 30 is equal to 6 over AD. But we know AD is equal to 6 over sine 30. So sine 30 value is half. Can you remember that? Sine 30 or cos 60 value is half. You can refer the table, sine table and see. So 6 divided by half. That means 6 multiplied by 2, 12 centimeters is the AD length. So how many marks there? 2 marks. So we gave 10 marks for the whole thing. Question number 6. So you get indices, logarithms, and you have to use the logarithmic tables for the next question. Let's do the first one. Find the value of a if a squared is 5 to the power 4 plus 2 into 3 to the power 3. So how you do that? So a squared is given 5 to the power 4 into 2 times 3 to the power 3. So powers are different, so you have to find out separately. So what is 5 to the power 4? 5 times 5, 25. 25 times 25. 625. This one you are getting 6 to the power 3. What's 6 to the power 3? So here this is addition. This is not multiplication. This is addition. So what's the 6 to the power 3? 6 times 6, 36. 36 times 6, 216. Now add these two. You get 6 plus 5, 11. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4 and 8. 841. So what's the square number? Now, if you can't figure out, you can divide by numbers and see. So what's the number? This is 29 times 29. No? So 29 times 2, you get 2 times 9, 18, and 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 58. So 84 minus 58, 26. Again, 261, that's 9. 9 times 9, 20. 9 times 9, 81. 9 times 2, 18 plus 8, 26. So 29 times 29. That's the square number. So you can write 29 squared is a squared. So what's the a value? A value becomes 29. So how many marks for this one? You are getting just 2 marks. Here it says you can take positive or negative. So make sure when you are taking a square root, a can be positive or negative. So here we get 2 marks. 2 marks, but make sure that you write down positive and negative as well. Let's take the next one. Find the value of log 0.2. This is 0.008. When log a equals 1. We know that it's a law of logarithm. Same base, same number, you get 1. Now we'll try to use that. How can you write this number? I can write this one. So we need to write 0.08 in terms of 0.2. So what's that? When you multiply 0.2 times 0.2, you get 0.04. Again multiply by 0.2, you are getting 0.008. 3 decimal places. So you can write instead of 0.008, 0.2 to the power 3. There's a power now. You can take it outside. 3 log 0.2 with 0.2. Now you can use the property there. Same base, same number, you get 1. So this becomes 1. 3 times 1, you get 3. So how many marks for that? You are getting 2 marks. Next one, part C. Now you have to use logarithmic tables to find out the value. So first take R as this. And what you do? Take log both sides. Log of R equals log of multiplication becomes addition. And here power you can take it out. 2 log 7.5. And then for division you can subtract log 2 value. Now refer the table. Before that, write down in scientific notation 3.14 means 0 point something. And this one 2 times 7.5 also 0 point something, and log 2 also 0 point something, because in scientific notation 10 to the power 0. Now refer the table. 31.4. 31.4. 4969. 75 0. 75 0. 8751. Log 2 means 20 0. 20 0. 30 10. Now you can multiply this by 2 first and then add all the decimal numbers. So multiply by 2. 2 times 2, 2. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 7, 14 plus 1, 15. 2 times 8, 16 plus 1, 17. 1.7 something. And here subtract this number. First we'll add these two. 0.4969. 1.7502. When you add it, you get 7, 14 and 8 plus 4, 12 and 2. And now subtract 0.3010. 6491. 1.9461. Take antilog both sides to get the R value. Antilog of 1.9461. Now refer the table and see where you get 9461. 9461. You have to refer the second table. 9461. Where you get 94. 61. 60 is there. So you need another 1. That means from that's 2. 88 3 2. 88 3 2. 88 3 2. This is 1 there. 1 point something. So that means move the decimal place 1 place to the right. 88.32 is the answer. So how many marks for that? You are getting 6 marks for that. So we gave only 4 marks for the previous 2 parts. And this part you are getting 6 marks. So how you get marks here? So taking log, 1 mark, and here addition and subtraction, 1 mark. So 2 marks there. And you are definitely getting 1 mark each for referring the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6 for adding that and taking antilog value and get the correct answer. 1 mark again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks for that. Not 8. We have to give only 6 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can give 1 mark for the final answer. 6 marks for that. So we gave 10 marks for the whole question. Now 7th one. So this is about number patterns and geometric progression, arithmetic progressions are there. What is the first number in between 50 and 150 that is divisible by 8 without a remainder? So how can you find easily? We'll divide 50 by 8 and see. 48 and 2 remaining. So that means we have 2. So we need another 6 to complete 8. So 56 is the first number divisible by 8 in between 50 and 150. Then what is the last digit that is divisible by 8 without a remainder? So we can do the same thing. 150 divided by 8. 8 times 1, 8. For 70, 8 times 8, 64. And 6 remaining. 6 remaining means that's extra 6. So you have to subtract 6 from 150. 144 is the number divisible by 8. That's the last digit before 150. So let's see how many marks for that one. You are getting 56 1 mark. 144 1 mark. Now take the third part. Find the sum of terms in between 50 and 150 which are divisible by 8 without a remainder. So we found out lowest number is 56 and highest one is 144. All these are divisible by 8. So common difference is 8. So this is arithmetic progression. So how you find out the sum? We need to find out how many terms are there. So before we finding sum, we have to find out how many terms are there. For 144 is the last term and the first term is 56. So what's the formula we can use? Can you remember Tn equals first term u1 plus n minus 1 d. D is the common difference. So plus n minus 1. These are multiples of 8. So that's common difference is 8. Subtract these two. 88. 144 minus 56. And when you divide by 8, what you get? 11. 11 equals n minus 1. N becomes 11 plus 1. That's 12. N is 12. Now we can find out S12. We know the first term and the last term. So you can do 12 divided by 2. First term is 56 and the last term is 144. 2 times 6. 6 times addition of these two. 200. Again check. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 and 200. So 6 times 200, 1200 is the sum of terms that are divisible by 8 in between 50 and 150. So how many marks for that? So you are getting 2 marks. Find the sum of terms in between 50 and 150 which are not divisible by 8 without a remainder. So how can we find out? Now we found numbers that are divisible by 8, the sum of numbers. So if we can find out the total starting from 50 to 150 and subtract the sum that are divisible by 8, we can easily find out this. So how many numbers are there? 52. In between 50 and 150 means first term is not 50. First term is 51. And the last term is 149. You can't take 50 and 150. So what's the sum of all terms? 51, 52, 53 like that. So the common difference is 1. And how many terms are there? You can easily find out number of terms by subtracting last term by the first term and add 1. So you get 8, 9, 98 and plus 1. All together 99 terms are there. So we can find out S99 and find the sum and then subtract the previous answer. So let's do that. S99. So 99 terms are there. 99 divided by 2. First term is 51. Last term 149. 99 divided by 2 into. So 9 plus 1, 10. 10, 200. So that means you get 9,900 is the full total. So what is the sum? Required sum? Full total minus the total we got before, 1200. So what's the answer? 0078. 8700 is the numbers, sum of numbers that are not divisible by 8. So how many marks for that? You get 3 marks. Let's take part B. Second term of a geometric progression is 14. Fifth term is 112. Write down the first 5 terms of this progression. Now it's geometric progression. So second term. How you write second term? If it's A is the first term, I can write A R to the power 2 minus 1, 1. AR is equal to 14. Fifth term, how can I write? AR to the power 5 minus 1, that's 4, is equal to 112. Now we need to find out first 5 terms of this progression. So we need the first term and the ratio. So we'll divide the two equations. 2 divided by 1. AR to the power 4 over AR, 112 over 14. 1 R get cancelled out and you get power 3. So what's the number? 8. 8 times 4, 32. So 8 times this is this. So what is 8? 2 to the power 3 is R to the power 3. So what is the ratio? R becomes 2. And here, can you write down the negative power? No, because negative power becomes, this is negative. So only the positive R. Now we found out R. What's the first term? Using the first equation, you can find A into 2 is equal to 14. A becomes 14 divided by 2. That's 7. First term is 7. Now we'll find out the first 5 terms of this progression, starting with 7. 7 times 2, 14. 14 times 2, 28. 28 times 2, 56. And 56 times 2, 2 times 6, 12. 2 times 5, 10 plus 1, 11. So these are the 5 terms of this geometric progression. 7, 14, 28, 56, 112. So 2 marks for that. So we gave all 10 marks for this question. Question number 8 is about constructions. So you have to construct and answer the following. So you have to measure the radius. So let's do the construction only with the compass and the ruler. So let's use the compass and the ruler. So first you have to take the ruler and you have to draw the line. So this is a triangle you have to construct. PQR triangle. PQ is 12.3, QR is 8.2 and the Q angle is 90 degrees. So we'll first draw the line. And then you have to measure 12.3. We'll take the compass and take 12.3. You have to extend this. So here and here 12.3. So we can take PQ. Now we need to draw 90-degree angle for Q. 90-degree angle for Q. So we have to extend the line. We have to extend the line. Yeah, we'll take like this. And we have to draw a perpendicular now. How we draw a perpendicular? Take any distance, draw an arc this way, and then take any distance from here, draw an arc here in the middle and here. And you can draw the line. Connect this one, that's 90 degrees. So this becomes 90. Now what is QR? That's 8.2. So we'll take the compass and measure 8.2 length. So from here you can mark 8.2 here. So what's the point there? QR. Now you can connect P and R and complete PQR triangle. That's the first step. Construct a perpendicular bisector of PQ. Intersection of the point of PQ and PR is S, and the intersection point of PQ is point T. So this is S and this D. So we'll draw the perpendicular bisector. You need the compass for that. You take any distance. When you are taking the distance, make sure that you take more than half of the length. So you draw an arc above and below. And again keep the same distance with point Q and draw the other two arcs below and above. Here I have to draw it again because I didn't get the intersecting point. So I have to extend this. Now we have the perpendicular bisector. So that's the perpendicular bisector. So it says the intersection point of PQ is T. So this is T point and this is here S point. Now let's take part C. Construct the circle that touches the side ST, this side, TQ and RQ. So you have to draw the inscribed circle to these 3 points. So it's inside the circle. Now what we can do? So how you draw the circumcircle? You draw the perpendicular bisectors. How you draw the inscribed circle? You have to draw the angle bisector. So we'll draw the angle bisectors and then find out the center of the circle. So we'll divide this one. Take any distance, draw an arc here, and then take another distance here and draw an arc here. So you can draw the angle bisector. So this is one angle bisector. So we'll draw another angle bisector here. This angle, because we need to draw here, touches this one, and this one. So we can draw the another angle bisector. So take the compass and we'll take this angle bisector. Draw as before. So in between you are getting the intersecting point. Now this is the center. We take as O, center of the circle. Now we can draw the circle. So here, this is not the radius. So you have to take the distance from here to this line. But that means we have to draw a perpendicular line from that, because that's the radius. So we'll take the compass again, and from here we'll draw a perpendicular to PQ line from here. So we can take any distance and we'll try to draw the perpendicular. So I'll take a different color so that we can see that easily. We can draw an arc here, and now I can take the compass and draw the other arc to get the intersecting point. So I have to do it again here just to get the intersecting point. So this one. Now we can draw the line perpendicular. Now we can get the radius of the circle. So radius of the circle is this much. Now we'll see it should be touches at this point and this one. So here we can get the circle that touches ST. This is TQ and QR. So that's the circle, and we need to measure the radius and write down. So what's the radius? So radius is this. So we'll measure it. So you get 3 centimeters. So the radius of the circle is 3 centimeters. Now we'll give marks. How many marks for this question? So full 10 marks you are getting. So 1 mark for PQ length, 1 mark for QR, and 1 mark for PR. And here 90-degree angle, 1 mark. So 4 marks for the first part. And then marking the points, you get 2 marks. And last part, see, you are getting, you have to draw the perpendicular here. That's 1 mark. And 2 angle bisectors, 2 marks. And then continue the circle, 1 mark. And measure it, 1 mark. So you can get another 1 mark. See, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 9. This is about volume. A right cone-shaped container with a diameter 10 centimeters and height 8 centimeters is filled with water. Find the volume of water. So volume of the cone. 1/3 pi, that's 22/7, r squared, 10 is diameter, radius is 5, r squared, h is 8. Now you can multiply here. So 5 times 5, 25. 25 times 8, 200. So 200 into 22/21. So multiply by 2, that's 44. 2 zeros, divide by 21. Now we'll divide 4,400, divide by 21. 2, that's 42. 2 remaining. For 20, that's nothing. For 200, so 21 times 9, you get below 200. So 9, 18, 1 remaining, and 1. So 11 remaining, 110. How many 21s are there? So 100, that's 5. 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10. So 5 here. So 5 remaining. So we can keep the answer correct to one decimal place, 209.5. That's cubic centimeters. So that's about volume. It's cubic centimeters. So the answer is 209.52, or you can keep one decimal place. So that's 3 marks. Part 2. How many spherical balls with radius 0.4? Radius 0.5. 0.5 centimeters can be immersed in the container, so that 1/4 of water in the container will overflow. So that means volume of spheres is equal to the water volume that it's overflowing. So what's the volume of water overflowing? 1/4 of water in the container. So we found out the volume of water contained, 1/4 of that. So 1/4 of the volume in the container. So that means we can take 4,400/21. One-fourth of water is equal to how many spherical balls? We'll put N, and what's the volume of one spherical ball? 4/3 pi 2/7 r cube. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. We can simplify. 22 times 1, 22 times here 2. So 200 you are getting. What else? 7 times 1, 7 times 3. And this 3 and this 3 get cancelled out. And now we'll see what is N. N becomes here 4 times here 50. So 50 here, divide by 4 here, and 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Divide by 5, you get 10, and here 0.1. And what else? That's all. So we can multiply. 10 divided by here 4 times 0.5, you get 2. 2 into 0.5 and 0.1. 0.5 into 0.1, 0.05, 2 decimal places. Now we'll multiply by 100 to get rid of this decimal point. 10 into 100, that becomes 2 here and 5. multiply by 100. 2 times 5, 10, and you get 100 number of spherical balls you have to immerse in the cone. So 100 is the answer, so you get 4 marks for that. Part B. Write down the ratio in between volumes of cylinder with the same radius and height, cone, and a sphere in the simplest form. What's the volume of cylinder? Pi r squared h. Same radius and the height. I can put instead of h, r. And what's the volume of the cone? 1/3 pi r squared h. H is also, I can write r. Same radius and height. Sphere? 4/3 pi r cube. Pi get cancelled out. R cube is r cube. Whole thing r cube you are getting. So I'll rewrite this 1/3 r cube. 4/3 r cube. R cube also get cancelled out. Now multiply by 3. Whole thing. 3 to 1 is to 4. So that's the ratio between volume of cylinder, cone and sphere with same radius and height. 3 is to 1 is to 4. Question number 10. So you need to prove and find out the angles. Here you have to show that PM line is the bisecting angle QPS. So we'll do separately. Write down the theorem related to interior angles in a triangle. So we already know sum of interior angles in a triangle and up to 180. Sum is 180. So how many marks for writing that? 1 mark. PQRS is a square. AB is parallel to QS. It's already marked. M is the midpoint of AB. That means this length is equal to this length. Show that AQ is equal to BS. So when you take this one, this triangle, now here these two lines are parallel. If this is 45, this is also 45. And this is 45 means this is also 45. Why? Corresponding angles are equal when the two lines are parallel. This is 45 and this is 45 means this length is equal to this length. Now easily we can show the first part. So we'll write down BAR angle is same as ABR angle, that's 45 degrees. We can write because of corresponding angles. So because of that, we can say AR is equal to BR. That's our first equation. But we know QR is equal to SR. That's our second equation because square. All sides are equal in the square. Now we'll subtract 2 minus 1. QR minus AR is same as SR minus BR. QR minus AR, you get AQ. SR minus BR, you get PS. So we can show that easily AQ is equal to PS. How many marks for that? You are getting, this is B part, 3 marks. 3 marks for that. Now let's see the next one. PM line bisects angle QPS. QPS. We have to show that this angle is equal to this angle, bisect. So before that, we need to show certain things. So we'll take first PQA triangle and PBS triangle. What you know, that's a right angle triangle. And we found out this length is equal to this length from the previous part. So we can show that the two triangles are congruent. So we'll write down PQ is equal to PS because of a square. All sides are equal. Then PQA angle is 90 is equal to PSB angle. That's 90 degrees. And what else we know? QA is equal to BS. We proved that. Now we know two sides and included angle are equal. So these two triangles are congruent. What's the case? That's side angle side. So now we found out the two triangles are congruent. So that means the PA length is equal to PB. That means corresponding elements. Corresponding elements of the congruent triangle. Now we have to take the other two triangles because now we found out you can find easily, you can write this angle is equal to this angle because corresponding elements as well. We'll write that also here. QPA angle is equal to BPS angle. That's also corresponding elements. Now we'll take the other two triangles. We need to take PAM triangle and PMB triangle. We'll do that now here. What are the two triangles we need? PAM. So we need PAM triangle and PMB triangle. We know PA equals PB. We proved that before. And what else? PM is common. And then we know that this angle is equal to this one. And what else we know? The M point is the midpoint of AB. So that is also equal. So this length is equal to this length. So we'll write down AM is equal to MB. Now what can you say? All three sides, corresponding sides are equal. The two triangles are congruent. What's the case? SSS. Side, side, side. The two triangles are congruent. Because of that, now you can say this angle is same as this angle. So we'll write down APM angle is equal to MPB. Corresponding elements. Corresponding elements are equal. And now what we have to say? We know these two angles are equal. Now we'll add this one. We'll take this equation as 1 and this equation as 2. So we'll add 1 and 2. What you get? QPA and APM is equal to BPS plus MPB. What's that? When you add the two angles, look at the diagram. QPA and APM, you get QPM. This is QPM. What about the other side? BPS. BPS and MPB. You get SPM angle. So these two angles are equal. That means PM is the angle bisector. So you can easily write down PM is the angle bisector. So that's what we need to prove. PM line bisects the angle QPS. So we can write PM. Therefore, PM is the bisector, angle bisector of QPS. How many marks for that step? You are getting 3 marks for that. And the last step? So last step also you get 3 marks. Show that PM produced passes through R. So we found out. Now here PM is the bisector now, angle bisector of QPS. And we'll take the intersecting point of the two diagonals is T. Take T as the intersection of two diagonals. Now we know PM is the diagonal because we found out this angle is equal to this angle. So diagonal is always bisecting the angles. So we can say we proved that PM is the diagonal. And that PM diagonal passes through T point. So we know that PTM is a straight line. And if the bisector is the same as the diagonal, this PM line should pass through R as well. So that's the same diagonal. So therefore, PM should be passes through PR as well. So that means PMR should be a straight line. PMR is a straight line because the bisector is the same as the angle bisect is same as the diagonal. So PR is the diagonal. So that means PMR should be a straight line. So that should be the diagonal. So that's the next part. So you get 3 marks for that. Question number 11, again you have to find out some angles using circle theorems. Write down the theorem related to opposite angles of cyclic quadrilateral. Opposite angles add up to 180. So opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral adds up to 180. So you only get 1 mark here. Is to write down the theorem, you get only 1 mark. Then part B, PQR is a trapezium. PQRS is a trapezium, PQ and RS sides are parallel. O is the center of the circle. POQ is 130. RQC that's 110. Find the values of the following. So you need to find out PSR. This angle. What can you say? This is a cyclic quadrilateral. This is 110. So opposite angles also 110. So straight away you can write 110 and write down the reason. Exterior angle is the same as the opposite interior angle. Then ASR, this angle plus AQO, this angle. What's the addition? Now look at carefully. This is 130. These two lengths are equal. So what are these angles? 180 minus 130, that's 50. Divide by 2. This is 25 and 25. And look at carefully. To this AR arc, this angle and this angle both are the same. So I'll put ASR angle. I'll write here. ASR angle is same as I can write AQR angle. And AQO. What is AQR and AQO? AQR and AQO. This angle. this angle is 180 minus these two. So easily you can get it. That angle is equal to 180 minus sum of the other two angles. So 180 minus 135, 45 degrees. So what's the reason we can write? We can write same segment angles and also 180 straight angle is there. That's why this is 45. Now let's do the next part. PAQ. What is this angle? That's also easy. Look at carefully. PQ arc. This is the angle subtended at the center. This is the angle subtended on the circumference. That's half of 130. So half of 130. So you can say PAQ is 130 divided by 2. 65 degrees. And PBQ. PBQ. This angle. This is a cyclic quadrilateral. Opposite angles add up to 180. So we found PAQ is 65. So what is PBQ? 180 minus 65. 115 degrees. Then OQR. OQR we found before. OQR is same as here, this one. AQR plus AQO, that's 45. So OQR is 45 because we found that before. So how many marks for each step? So you are getting 2 marks for PSR and 3 marks for finding this. So that's a big one. So 3 marks. 65, 1 mark. And 115, 2 marks. And 45 degrees, 1 mark. So 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we gave just 1 mark for the previous one. So altogether 10 marks for that question. Now let's do the last question in paper 2. That's about Venn diagrams. There are 50 passengers in a tourist bus. So altogether 50 passengers. So we'll mark that 50 is outside. 33 passengers can speak in French. So 33 is here. 32 can speak in German. 32 is here. That's the full circle. 34 can speak in Italian. 2 passengers cannot speak any language given above. Only 2. So that means outside the 3 circles, that's 2. 3 passengers can speak only French. Only French. That means this part. That's 3. 5 can only speak Italian. 5 is here. 4 can only speak German. So 4 is here. Complete the Venn diagram. Can we fill the other parts? So it's given A, B, C. So how can we find out the other values? We can find out like this. Now 50 is the total. If you close 34, 34 and this 2, 36. Subtract 36 from 50, 40. So 14, again 4 and 3 there. So that's 7. When you subtract 7, you get B as 7. So this is 7. B equals 7. So we need to find out B. That's 7. Now how you find out the other one? So we'll find out A. We can close this 33. 33 plus 2, 35. 35 and this 5, 40, 44. 50 minus 44. You get 6 as A. So A is 6, B is 7. B is 7 and A we found 6. This is 6. Now we'll see how many marks for that step. Venn diagram, you are just getting 1 mark. A is 6, you are getting 2 marks. And B equals 7, 2 marks. So we'll see the next page. You need to find out the value of C. So C, you need to now write down all the values there. So we found this is 7, this is 6. And what are the other values? 3, 5, 4. 3, 5, 4. And 2 outside. And this is 50. So you can easily find out C using this circle. So what's the value of that circle? 32. So this is 32. We close 32. 32 and this 2, 34. 34 plus 8. 34 plus 8, 42. 50 minus 42, you get the C value. 8. So we can easily find C using that method. Now, how many passengers can speak all 3 languages? Now we have to find out this one. So we'll add and see. This circle is 32. No, we can't find 32. We'll add separately and subtract from 50. 7 plus 3, 10. 14, 20, 28, 30, 35. 50 minus 35. 15 can speak all 3 languages. So that's 15. How many passengers can speak only 2 languages? 2 languages. So that means 8, 6 and 7. 8, 6 and 7. 15, 20, 21. 21 passengers can speak only 2 languages. So we'll see how many marks for each part. So 8, you get 2 marks. And this is just subtraction and you get only 1 mark there. And 21, 2 marks. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks for the whole question. So we completed the whole paper too. So make sure that you do the whole paper and then watch my video to check your answers.